Good morning. My name's Ryan Littlestone from Forex Flow. Today I'd like to talk to you about euro dollar, and we'll have a brief look at the pound as well, because we've got a big Brexit week coming up again. First to euro dollar, and something we spoke about last week just before the ECB. We're seeing the euro dollar in this range between 112 and 115. Inside of that range, we've got another range, 114, 113, which we've seen tested over the last few days. What's happened is we had the failure at 115. That's taken us all the way back down through to 114. Late last week, we had a test of this 113 area. It got under by 10 pips down to 112.90 odd. That came on a headline from Germany that they were slashing their growth forecasts. We've recovered since then all the way back to 114, basically in the midst of some dollar weakness. We got news over the shutdown and possible trade talks not going so well with China. So we're in two boxes really. We're in this 112, 115 box, as we spoke about last week. We're also in another box between 113 and 114. This morning we're seeing that top end tested around 114. What I'm looking for here really is a break of this 114.20 area. We've seen 114, 114.10 as resistance, but to resolve this move at the moment, I want to see 114.20 break. If we break there and hold the break, then we're going to see potentially another test of 115, and we'll see how we do up there. Conversely, if it does go south again and we do test 113, I'd expect that to be support once more. Again, we look for a break below that level to bring a further move down, maybe to the 112.60 area, perhaps even 112 at the bottom, where we know we've got strong support down there around the big figure of 112.15. So for trading this pair at the moment, it's pretty simple. You know, we don't need too many lines on the screen, don't need too many indicators. We've got these four levels, 112, 115, and in the middle 114 and 113. To trade it, you want to look for the breaks or holds of these levels and trade in between those levels as we see them. Doesn't require much skill. You know, trading doesn't need to be complex, and this is pretty simple to trade. So just from the outset, again, stick to the levels that we know. Look for a break of 114.20 to push up to 115. If it doesn't, then we're going to head down below 114 and perhaps again test 113. Second part I want to talk about is cable, pound versus the dollar. We've got another big week or a couple of days coming up for Brexit. We've got the meaningful vote part 2 tomorrow. And today we're going to hear about all the various amendments that are potentially going to be put forward to try and sweeten this vote or change this vote so that it perhaps passes Parliament. One of the big changes that we're hearing about at the moment is the change about the backstop. Will we get some different details? Will there be an end date? Will it be changed altogether? If that happens, at least on the UK side, that's going to get a lot of people behind the deal. It's going to make it tough for the Remainers to fight the deal as they have been at the moment and fighting Brexit. And that's going to boost the pound initially until we get the vote. That's what I'm looking out for today, mainly to see what sort of news comes and how it's going to define the vote tomorrow. So we're looking at the pound here. It's been on a very, very strong run since late last year. Last week or so, we've seen it up, you know, through 129, through 130, through 131, and even through 132. Even though we've seen this strength, Brexit isn't finalised yet. There's still a long way to go, so we have to remain cautious. We could get headlines, further calls of no confidence in Theresa May, and this could well plummet again. But the market at the moment is seeing the possibility of a deal rising. It's also seeing a possibility of no deal being wiped off the table. So it's got reasons to remain bullish. We know there's a lot of shorts in the market. We know that there's going to be crunch points as the pound rises, should the pound rise. One of the big areas to focus on is around 135. That's going to be a really, really big area for this pair. We're going to have plenty of resistance in the way. There's a lot of resistance around 133. But big news is going to take us up to that 135 area, and that's one level you need to look at. You have to judge the news. Is it going to be news that's actually game changing and means that we're going to finally get an end to Brexit and everything's sorted out down the line? That's what we have to wait and see. If it's news like that, then perhaps we could even see better than 135, and we're going to have an attempt at 140. So if you're trading the pound at the moment, you've got to be cautious. Don't get too held into a trade. You can't sit in a trade for too long. If you see a profit, take some profit, protect the rest, and move on from there and go with the headlines. And that's it for this morning's call. And I wish you all the best for this week.